Do 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 do. Crime time.
With my bestie.
I'm Jess Vandertek, and this is Anna Witches, and we are Crime Time with my bestie.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not. I forgot. In all honesty, I forgot that it was my turn to say our introductions because it's my episode, and you pointed to me to say you have to be talking, and I was like, "Oh crap!
Oh
What am I meant
no,
to be
what am I
saying?
saying?
What am I doing here?" It's Wednesday and it's 26 degrees, which is cooler, but still not cool enough.
It is not cool enough. If you listen back to this, well, whenever you listen, because it'll be about a month ago. Time jump, blah blah blah. It is fucking hot. It is still the hot weeks. It's
Yeah,
too hot. We
it's
still
too
can't have
warm.
aircon. We still can't have a fan. We still have to have our windows closed to do this recording. It's too much.
It's too warm. I don't get me wrong, it was cooler today, and now I'm regretting my life choices of I am sitting here in jeans because today it was kind of breezy, and then all the sun came in the afternoon, and now the office temperature is starting to climb, and the fan of my Mac is crying because it's like, I'm too warm, save me.
Same. I hope that neither of our laptops give out on this because they are old boys.
Yeah, clinging on from that uni days of just trying to survive.
So, Jess, how was your week?
It's been okay. As I said, it's been very warm, so I've learned what it's like to be living on the sun.
On the surface.
On the surface of the sun is definitely the temperature that is reached, which has not been pleasant. I've eaten my body weight in ice cream and drank a lot of sangria.
Oh, that's odd for you.
I don't normally drink, and then Sam came home one day with a carton of sangria, and he was like, "Oh, do you want to try it?" And I think the issue of it is it just kind of tastes like juice. So in my brain, I'm like, "This is an alcoholic," and I'm one glass in, realizing that there's a reason I don't drink because I get really tipsy really quick. But it's been really nice.
That is an advert of why to have a husband. I'm like, yes, solid. Maybe I'll get one of those. How do I put in my order for a husband that brings me sangria?
Brings home sangria and whatever's reduced in Sainsbury's.
Solid, I want.
Which is often very odd things, like a random bag of potatoes that he's like, "They were 8B," and I was just like, "Okay, babe, you do you. I'm so glad we have these extra bag of potatoes."
I'm so proud of you.
And then yeah, other than that, it's been okay. I have to admit that I am still in the process of editing my last episode, which goes completely against your well-fashioned schedule. And obviously, by the time that people hear this, they will obviously hopefully have already heard the second episode and realize how amazing it was.
Yeah, it sounds good. I've listened to it and it sounds good.
Yeah.
But for people listening, the way it works, the way we record is we record in advance and we give ourselves, I think it's something like 4 weeks between recording and posting. Maybe 5 weeks?
I think it's from 5 weeks to actually releasing it, but 4 weeks from
Yeah.
starting to post about it.
Yeah, so at the moment that we're recording this, the first episode is out and it's been out for a week, and we've got really great reviews, which has made my week.
Thanks, everybody.
We are a week away from the second episode being released.
Yeah, and absolutely useless me is a week away and realising that I'm not done. But mostly because I vastly underestimated the time it takes to record, because Anna has been an absolute beast.
I did tell her, and I've scheduled it so she should have a week off. She has not got a week off.
I have not had a week off. I have been editing on an ad hoc basis, and now I need to be more regimented with my editing because it takes forever. It takes so long, and I'm pretty sure I might have even mentioned this in last time's recording, where I realised that I'd edited 3 minutes and I'd been there for 45 minutes, but apparently we talk too much, and it's just not been. It's been a learning experience. So yeah, that's been my week.
Well, you've got to learn it from scratch, which is a new skill, takes a long time anyway, and we've just kind of thrown ourselves in it and been like, yeah, it will be fine, we'll learn on the job, which we're good at, but it does take time. And I read a statistic the other day that an expert podcast editor, so like someone that it's their profession, it will take them 3 hours to edit a 1 hour clip.
Yeah, and for reference, the second episode, which obviously you will have heard at this point, there was an hour and 40 minutes of content, and at the moment that it currently stands at, 51 minutes of footage. So we've cut down over 50 minutes, or I've cut down over 50 minutes of stuff, which is just us talking absolute shit.
It's either that or we stutter, we lose our train of thought halfway through a sentence. It's hard.
Yeah.
We said that last time. It is hard to do a podcast, but we're doing great.
There'll be a point where we hope in the not too distant future where we won't come on to this podcast and complain about how hard it is. And obviously, once again, as through is the motto of my life, we are the problem, it's me. So
yeah.
We have given ourselves this good fortune of podcast life. So yeah.
Also, we're both perfectionists, so our editing is, I mean, you saw my notes on your your episode. It's like, cut this 1 second pause in half or something, or take out this minuscule thing that nobody else will hear, but I hear it.
I have a minute mouth noise that you need to delete because it's giving me the ick. I think the first 4 minutes of your notes was there was about 17 points, which is, I hope, not a reflection of my editing.
No, it was your first pass.
Yeah.
It was your first pass, whereas when I sent it to you, I was 3 passes in. So I would have had way more notes had I sent it to you on my first pass. It's pauses and extra words and mouth noises. Oh god, ew, mouth noises. I think most of the notes were ew, mouth noise, or ew, just mute me at this point. They weren't even about you. They were like, mute me, I'm annoying.
Funny how when you spend 40 to 50 minutes listening, well, more than that, but you spend a good chunk of time listening to your own voice, you get really irritated at your own temperaments and qualities. Like. And apparently I just say some stupid stuff, but that's just general day-to-day life.
That's why people like listening to us.
Exactly.
Because I think some of the comments were, it's like being on the sofa with a cup of tea, listening to you guys, like being in the room with you guys. And I was like, stop it. Other than my boss, who I just sent you this screenshot of their review of it, and they said it's deranged, 10 out of 10.
I mean, that first episode was deranged, the absolutities that we were subjected to. But yeah, I hope that everybody likes listening to us, and I'm sure that they will continue to listen to us because, once again, we are awesome, we are hilarious, obviously. And, everybody's just sitting there listening to their friends bitch about being part of a podcast for 10 minutes, because why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? Maybe one day we'll get someone else on and we can bitch about them for 10 minutes. No, that's a joke. But they can feel like they're fully in the room with us.
I genuinely thought you were going to be like, oh, one day maybe we'll get someone along and they could edit it for us. And I was like, yeah, it's a great idea. And you're like, no, let's be bitches and absolutely destroy this person.
Not destroy them. I don't mean that. I mean, if we get another best friend on, we bitch about each other to each other. So we could just do the same thing.
Maybe we'll need to get my husband on, because yeah, you love a good dig at Sam. It's great.
He loves a good dig at me. I feel like he's worse.
You still like to go on about the fact that me and you have been in a relationship longer than me and him has.
Yeah. So I was here first.
You didn't marry me.
I was sorry. I didn't know that was an option. Are we? Should we? I made you do a podcast with me. I feel like that's close enough.
Yeah, there's like a sign on the dotted line of a relationship now that means we're tethered together forever. As said in the first episode, the relationship's either going to blow up in spectacular fashion on the back of this podcast, or we're going to be like, what's it? That stupid phrase. I don't even want to say it. BFFs 5 ever, which I never understood what that meant.
Do you actually not? It's just more than forever.
That's just boring.
Because it's the 4 but 5 is more.
This is getting even more deranged. I'm sure Mars was thinking it was the actual content of the true crime that was the deranged bit, and we've just spiraled into insanity.
Well, I did say when we were at work the other day, I was like, it's like having me talk at you, but there's another me. And they were like, oh God, no.
Everyone's now regretting their life choices of being here. Anna, how was your week?
My week was good, thank you. What did I do? I read through all the reviews of this podcast, and that made me very happy, including my mum gave us a good review. She said we were brilliant, which I was like, good. My sister listened to it without me prompting her, which is a big step.
Honestly, if family's going, I don't know if my family have listened to it. I have to give them a dig and be like, what are you doing? Why do you not love me enough?
Well, especially now we're on YouTube and Apple Podcasts.
Oh, I love the little sideline there.
I mean, hopefully everyone knows by now because it'll have been on all of these for a month. But
we've gone on so much about being on Spotify that everyone's like, why are you now on all these things? We're on all the things.
We're on everywhere that you listen to your podcasts, or whatever the phrase is. What's the phrase everyone does at the end?
Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
There we go. You're doing that at the end.
We're so professional.
So professional. What else did I do? Oh, I went to see the Hunger Games in the cinema last night because it was on for Cineworld's 25th year of being Cineworld. I also saw How to Train Your Dragon in the cinema.
Oh, legend. It looks really good.
And the thing is, I was like, I don't know if I want to see this because is it going to be as good as the cartoon? It's a play-by-play for the cartoon. They've done how you want a remake to be done, where it is exactly the same.
Good job, Universal.
Well done, Universal.
That does sound like a really good week.
Other than that, I don't really remember what I've done. Who knows?
Not editing the podcast.
Oh! The gloves have come off. I also haven't edited my episode. No, I have. I've edited 1 minute and I've done nothing else. But I told Jess that in confidence to make her feel better about the fact that she hadn't finished her episode, which is coming out in a week.
I know, but I really appreciated the fact. I really appreciate it, and it did make me chuckle. I'm very sorry.
That was funny. I was like, ouch! Wow! Use it against me.
What's the phrase I'm looking for? Cheap shot.
Cheap shot, yeah.
Took a cheap shot.
Rude.
Sorry, friend. Love you really. So, should we get into the case?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready and I'm unhinged. I'm ready to jump in at every opportunity.
So, hopefully everybody will listen to episode 2. Episode 3. Wait, episode 3. Your episode. The last episode that we recorded. And will have remembered that I was ill-prepared for my own thing, which I had suggested that we add to the end of every episode, which was a teaser for the next case. And I did. I completely forgot to do my research, and therefore I said at the end of the episode that my case was going to be a surprise. So I wanted to prove my own point and find a case that was built around the idea of a surprise. So I'm actually going to I'm going to do my teasers at the beginning of my episode, and then we're going to build up to it.
A case that's built around a surprise. Okay, I like.
I'm just genius. So sort of like teasers of it are surprise, secret, and I think I said the unknown.
Okay. So basically, no teaser, but teasers.
Exactly. It's perfect. It's like I want to use the word gaslight, but it feels really horrible to say that I'm gaslighting people because I don't want to be that person.
You're not gaslighting people in a mean way, though.
No, I've gaslit you all into thinking that I had no research for my case, which is not true. I definitely did not have any research for my case and had not figured it out. And I've actually changed the case twice because I know I will give you the information of why I've changed it twice. So I wanted to kind of go on this idea of surprise because I wanted to spite myself.
Okay. You've made it harder for yourself now because you hadn't done the research. We'd done the episode. Is that what you punished yourself for not doing the research? Okay, cool. Good to know how your mind works.
I wanted to basically use the word surprise as if it was all planned, which it definitely wasn't. So I did spend quite a long time researching a case in a place called Surprise.
Oh, like a location?
Like a location called Surprise, somewhere in America, or was it Australia? I can't remember.
Probably America. They have the weirdest names for places.
Yeah, and it was a place called Surprise, which had a murder, and I was like, oh, this is like perfect. And then the actual murder itself, even though it wasn't a nice story, murders are never nice stories, there just wasn't enough information. It was very much like kind of cut and dry.
Yeah.
It had only recently happened in the last couple of months, so we hadn't really gone through a trial process yet, and I feel like a lot of information can come out in the trial and as they investigate and stuff. So I was like, as great as this is, and it fits in with my own alternative agenda for fitting in surprise into the case, it didn't quite work out.
Save that for next time one of us forgets. When more has come out about it.
Yeah. So today's case, I have used sources from a LA Crimes episode with Madison McGee and Andy Cassette from the podcast Love Murder. I
Mhm.
did also include the source of the Love Murder podcast, not because I did listen to the LA Crimes episode, I didn't listen to the Love Murder episode, just because I didn't want to have too much influence from it, because they actually released this episode quite recently. It is quite a recent case, but wanted to reference it because obviously they've done a great job at researching it themselves. We've also got sources of the LA Times, CBS News, Court TV, ABC News, and People Magazine. So, trigger warnings for this case include information of a graphic nature, including stabbing, bodily harm, and blood. So, complete honesty, as said, the case has been covered by quite a few podcasts recently because there has been an official verdict as of last month. So, it's quite a recent case.
Yeah, very recent.
But, like I said, complete ulterior motive of needing to use surprise.
So this is not the one that's in the place surprise. This is a different one, but has surprise in it somewhere.
Exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, so it might be fresh to some of our other true crime podcast listeners, but despite that, I have been proven to be quite out of the loop regardless, because I haven't heard any information on it. So it was a really good case to research for me, and hopefully a nice bit of information for you.
Yeah, I don't think I would have heard about it because I'm not up to date on the news. I tend not to watch it because it overwhelms me, and I try and do it in very small chunks.
The case in question happened in 2017, and it actually reached a verdict after 7 years after multiple delays in the court proceedings for various different reasons. And today we are discussing the murder of Fabio Sementilli. Have you heard of it?
No, this is brand new. I've not heard of this at all.
I love
I'm
new things.
excited. I love it when we've got one that we haven't heard of.
So the case actually gets really quickly into the information about the crime itself, but what I found most interesting about it was the investigation and the overall final ruling and outcome of the crime. So
Cool. I'm excited.
Fabio Sementilli was born on July 13th, 1967 in Damn it. I was really good with my notes today. I read them through twice. Oh, okay.
It's still hard. It's that your brain and your mouth don't want to do the same thing at the same time.
Thing is because I jumped ahead. I don't know if your eyes ever do that, where you
Yeah.
like start reading ahead with your eyes. So I went to say Toronto, but the next word is Ontario. So I went to go, and so I said Torontario, and I was like, that's not a place.
Yeah, my brain does that all the time, and I skip over to, like, when I'm reading a book, skip to the end of the page, and I'm like, why did I do that? I don't want
I
to
think
be
that's
doing
how
that.
we naturally read. We don't read every word, and yet I'm supposed to say every word. But anyways.
Yeah, but even that, like, I skip ahead of what my brain is processing. It's not like it's more. So I think that's completely understandable, and it takes a second for your brain and your mouth to kind of coincide and connect.
Completely unrelated, but I am also really conscious of the fact that I cut chilies for dinner, and if I touch my face in any way, it keeps stinging. So I just itched my nose, and it's really stingy. So
Oh no!
it was
Do
a
you
really
want
good
to
dinner.
go wash your hands?
I have washed my hands 8 times, and they still sting. These are some
Oh
strong
God!
chilies. So yeah.
Pray for your bumhole tomorrow.
What? I'm not including that. It's coming out. They were strong, but not that. Jesus Christ.
I thought it was funny.
So we have got to keep it in.
Sure episode.
Okay. Fabio Sementilli was born on July 13th, 1967, in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Sementilli, at the time of his death, was 49, was described as a larger-than-life father of 3 who had become famous as a professional hairdresser. He started out his career in Canada, making a name for himself across the hair industry. He was a decorated competition hairstylist, salon owner, and did hair for many Hollywood films.
Ooh, fancy.
He had been a creative director at Weller Professionals before moving to lead the education part of the company. The day before his death, he had posted about celebrating his 30th anniversary in the industry. He married his wife, Monica Sementilli, in 1997, making it 20 years of marriage at the time of his death. Monica was a client at the time of the meeting, and it was said that they were a picture of love by their friends and family. In 2008, they moved to LA, living in a lavish home, living a very successful and wealthy life that their friends raved about, saying that they were warm and welcoming. They had 2 daughters together, and he had a son from a previous relationship. In January 2017, Monica left home to go shopping at Target. While she was out, 2 men entered the home wearing hoods and with their faces covered. They attacked Fabio from behind, stabbing him 7 times in the face, neck, and body.
Oh, Oh, in the face.
In the face.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Sorry, that's making me, again, like we said in the first episode, not much gets me, but stabbing in the face.
It's not gonna get any better, sorry.
They never do.
So, stabbing in the face 7 times, neck and body, with an 8-inch knife, as he sat on his poolside patio. Sorry.
It's still the stabbing of the face. I don't know why. There's something about faces, I don't like them. I do like faces. I don't like things happening to faces.
I could make so many jokes there, but I'm not gonna.
Do you want them out on the internet? That's the
No, I don't.
question.
I don't, and I don't think that the case deserves that kind of level of depravity. The autopsy report stated that there were 3 separate wounds that were all deemed fatal, as his femoral and carotid arteries were cut. Which makes me think that not only was it like stabbing, it wasn't like a frenzy. It almost seems like it was very calculated, or at least that's the impression I get.
They're trying to get certain points to cut his arteries. Is that what you kind of mean?
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm sure if you was harsh enough, you could probably cause significant damage. But to have 3 separate wounds that were all fatal because you've hit very specific arteries, I feel like that's
very
deliberate.
calculated.
Calculated and almost...
And trying to cover all bases. He was definitely going to die.
Yeah.
Like, they were going to make sure of it.
The 2 men then fled the property, stealing Fabio's prized Porsche and also taking the security footage DVR device from the garage and escaping.
Okay, so they're thorough.
The car was found 5 miles away 2 days later with droplets of blood on the inside.
Oh.
So not that thorough.
I was going to say, I'll take it back. Whose blood?
We'll find out.
Oh, mystery. Intrigue.
The unknown. The crime scene was said to have been an extremely gruesome and bloody scene. Monica actually invited a friend over.
Sorry, did they leave him at the scene of the crime?
They left him at the scene of the crime.
Okay.
Fabio was actually found by his daughter, and she phoned 911 whilst attempting to save him, which was obviously not successful. So the police obviously came to the scene. It was said to have been an extremely gruesome and bloody scene. Monica actually invited a friend over, telling her to come immediately, and when she arrived was warned, don't step in the blood.
So did she need the friend... Sorry, I'm just speechless for a second. It doesn't happen often. Did she invite the friend over because she needed support, or because she was like, come and see this? Because if you killed Sam and then was like, come over and see this, no thank you, don't involve me in your bullshit.
I'm assuming it was the support thing. She was said to have been a close family friend, but it's still a bit bizarre to be like, oh, my husband's just been murdered, please come over.
Yeah, it is very odd. And then I guess it depends on what she's been like, what media she's been consuming before that, because the don't step in the blood feels odd for a normal person, but for anyone that watches true crime documentaries or listens to true crime podcasts would be like, don't step in the blood, get a lawyer. Like,
yeah,
don't step in the blood, get a lawyer, that is it, those are your rules, don't touch anyone or anything.
Yeah, it's like when you hear those crime stories sometimes where someone comes home, finds their bloody loved one murdered, and then they mess up all the evidence by putting their fingerprints everywhere and touching things and lifting them up and stuff. And they're like, oh, I didn't mean to touch them. I was so distraught at finding them dead. And there's the other side of it of, have they done that because they want to cover the evidence that they've actually been involved?
And I think that would be your reaction if you came home and found your loved one murdered. But in the cases that they've done it in such a way that is just like, they're like lying on top of them, basically. Like, just getting their DNA all over them.
Yeah.
Just to prove, oh yeah, look, my DNA is here, because it's everywhere.
And to be fair, it was also their house. So her DNA is going to be everywhere regardless. But anyways.
It just feels odd for a normal person. But if you told me that she had some connections to true crime in terms of what she consumes media-wise, I'd be like, okay, fair play.
Sadly, the media outlets did not give me that information.
God damn it.
Why do you not want to tell us whether you're a true crime fan?
It would make so much more sense.
So, imagine the murder cases, though. Like my episode last week where, Joanna Dennehy, she's obviously a killer because she's got chains and is a sadomasochist.
Yeah, we were all like, no comment.
They're obviously a murderer because of all the true crime that they listen to.
I want this to be our official statement, not murderers.
I swear, though, I don't even know whether people are going to remember what this case is about because we've gone off on so many tangents.
Hey, we're only 35 minutes into the recording. We've got time.
So, for the recap, for those that have a memory like a fish, like I do, Fabio was attacked in his home, left by the assailants, who then fled in his car, and Fabio's daughter came home and found his body. So, the home had been ransacked, leading the police to believe that this had been a burglary gone wrong. Sadly, even though Sementilli's home did have a security system, the security system that the burglars had taken the DVR recording device for, it had been turned off at the time.
Sorry. Hello. Another interruption. It's been turned off and they stole the footage.
Yes.
Interesting. And your face tells me that there is more to that. And I want to ask so many more questions, but I will wait like a good little person.
Thank you, good little person. Okay. Thankfully, the attackers were captured on the neighbour's security system.
Hey!
Good job.
Well done.
Seeing the hooded men on the neighbours' cameras and the appearance of a burglary led police to believe that this could be related to the knock-knock attacks that had been happening around 2015-2016, where burglars were going to celebrities' homes and knocking on the door to see if anyone was home, entering the home, going inside to burglarise and stealing the items and leaving. Police believe this to be the same due to Fabio being a celebrity and in possession. Wait.
I was also, going to say, that's not good because I ignore anyone that knocks on my door ever. I just pretend not to be in because I'm a real adult and I don't want to talk to you.
Avoiding all social interactions.
Exactly.
Police believe this could be the same due to Fabio being a celebrity and in possession of high-valued items. However, suspiciously, Fabio was found to still be in possession of his $8,000 Rolex watch, which was obviously against the original MO, leading the police to look at alternative leads.
You've got a little smug little face that I know that there's going to be so much more that goes on.
It's a surprise, see? So, blood was found in the bedroom where the burglary had appeared to have taken place. However, this blood was tested and found to be the DNA of another person and not just of Fabio Sementilli.
Well, yeah, because he was attacked at the poolside, wasn't he?
He was, but who's to say he wasn't attacked in the house and there was blood everywhere? So who's going to put their blood everywhere?
Interesting.
Police were tipped off to a possible suspect, with witnesses and family friends stating that they saw an unknown man attend Fabio Sementilli's memorial at the family home. Police looked into photos of this man at the memorial and saw that he had a cut on his hand, leading them to question whether the blood at the crime scene was his. That's jumping to a lot of conclusions.
And also, that's very bold if you murder a guy and then you're like, do you know what I'm going to do? Turn up at his memorial.
It's not like it hasn't happened before, though.
No, I know, but it's still bold.
And you've got to be pretty confident that you're going to get away with it and have no connection. As well as if, in theory, well, I read the next sentence. The man was found to be Robert Baker, and once the police had tested the DNA, it was determined that this blood that they found was in fact his.
So he is bold enough to turn up at the memorial, despite having just murdered someone.
Exactly.
I might be jumping ahead. Does he have connections to...
Oh, well, wait and see. Wait and see. So, Robert Baker actually had quite a sordid past, so he did have previous convictions, hence why when the police tested his DNA, he did come up as a match because his DNA was already in the system. So they were easily able to identify him without actually having a warrant or anything to be able to ask for his blood. They could just go, hey, is this Robert Baker guy? Oh, funnily enough, it is.
You don't look like a good guy. I'm going to take you.
So, in his past, he'd had an affair with his stepdaughter, who was underage.
Oh, of course. That train is always here.
But don't worry, he was jailed for this.
Oh, good. Okay, at least there's that.
Good job, justice system.
Just his stepdaughter?
Doesn't get any better.
Was it just his stepdaughter?
It was just his stepdaughter. However, like I said, it doesn't get
not
any
that
better.
That makes it any better.
No,
but,
it's not.
It doesn't make it any better. I don't know. I just need to clarify all of the... Doesn't make it worse? Is that...
It doesn't make it any better, but it doesn't... There's...
Sorry, we're both breaking down here. But what does it make it?
Like I said, it's the investigation that makes this case so crazy. It's like there's all this information in the background. It doesn't make it any better, but it's not beyond reason to think that he could have possibly done it to somebody else, considering he did it in the first place because garbage human.
Yeah. That, what was it? What did we say it last week? Twat, 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 cock, one ball, douche canoe.
Exactly. He is indeed a twat, cock, one ball, douche canoe. So, as said, he had an affair with his stepdaughter, who was underage, which he was jailed for. But when he was let out of jail, he in fact married the same stepdaughter. Lovely.
Poor girl, because she wouldn't have known anything else either.
No, and in a horrible turn of events, they then both entered into the porn industry together.
Oh, God.
The manipulation of this person is wild.
Gonna say, like, she's not known anything her whole life, basically. She was a child when this started happening to her.
Exactly. Because of this, the description often used for Baker as part of the case is referring to him as an ex-porn star. If you had been following this case in the news, you would have seen the story as celebrity hairstylist murdered by ex-porn star. Because it's pretty obvious now that, funny enough, he did it. So,
what?
As if that wasn't really obvious. So, as part of the investigation, police start to look into Robert Baker's phone records, where they find he is in fact connected with none other than Monica Sementilli.
Connected how?
It's the wife.
Yeah, to be fair, it took me a second. I was like, wait, I recognise that name because you just said it.
It's the wife. Dun dun dun.
What? How is she connected? Tell me more, Jess. Why did you stop talking? Is it because I'm interrupting you?
Get to it. I'm honestly, I said there's not a huge amount more information of this case. There's 2 more pages of my notes, so there obviously is. But yeah, the drama and suspense of this whole situation is just like, it just more and more keeps coming, and it's just amazing.
It feels a little bit like a reality TV show at the moment. Is like when you would make a TV show about something, it would be like, well, who could he be connected to? Obviously the wife.
I'm not gonna lie as well. When I originally wrote the notes, it was a bit more like fact. And then I went back and rewrote them to be a bit more like building up the suspense because
I like it.
Needed to keep it interesting.
Yes, definitely.
So, Monica met Robert Baker at the gym. He was her racquetball coach.
Oh, always those racquetball coaches.
There's always someone at the gym.
That's why I don't go.
Yeah, because you're randomly going to fall in love with a racquetball coach and murder someone.
That's the only way I see. You go to the gym, you fall in love with your racquetball coach, you murder someone. That's the only path I can see.
What's it? Warning to all our listeners, beware of racquetball coaches. So, he was her racquetball coach. And despite... Oh, it's descended into madness. The heat. We're like in a heat hysteria.
We are in a heat hysteria.
My face is also getting, like, my cheeks are hurting. Because it's true crime comedy and stuff, I'm, like, kind of smiling at the same time. Because I'm like, look at all these notes and this evidence that I put together.
I'm proud of you. I want to say I'll try and be less hysterical, but it's not going to happen.
To be fair, you are keeping apart from, like, we are just generally loud people, you're keeping a respectful distance from your microphone, which I appreciate.
We're working on it. We're 4 episodes in and I'm getting further away, and so have you. You have yet to yell directly into your microphone.
Progress. So, Robert Baker, the racquetball coach. I've lost you.
I want to get through this episode. I do. Okay, I think we need a couple of deep breaths in. I think maybe keep even this in. Do it with us, listeners. Okay, in and out.
No, it's reached that ASMR point that I don't like.
In and out.
Okay,
I think I'm calm.
I'll read the note again and we can try and hold it together. Monica met Robert Baker at the gym. He was her racquetball coach, and despite all the details of their love and seemingly happy life of Fabio and Monica and Robert began an affair. They had actually started a sexual affair 2 weeks after they met. So much for the supposed happy marriage. Like, damn, she moves fast.
Yeah, he moves fast. They both move fast. We're not yucking someone's yum. Do it if you would like to do it. My mum would used to say when we were at uni, just ask, with whom am I having the pleasure? So if you want to, do it. Why are you having a breakdown?
I don't know. Why would your mum... I just can't imagine that coming out of your mum's mouth, to be completely honest.
Ask her next time you see her.
To whom am I having
With
the pleasure?
whom? With
With
whom
whom
am I
am I
having the
having the
pleasure?
pleasure?
Basically,
Fair
get
play.
someone's name before you boink them.
That's nice. I think first name basis at least.
Yeah, exactly. So we're not yucking someone's yum, but if you were in a quote unquote happy monogamous marriage, I don't think you are after 2 weeks of knowing someone and you're bonking them.
Yeah, and to be fair, there is more information that comes out later that just kind of exasperates the whole situation of the relationship, anyways. So, yep.
Okay.
Both herself and Robert, however, have not been open as to their reasoning behind the affair, as in whether there was any problems in her marriage to Fabio, and it has not been documented or discussed by Robert or Monica in the media. But it was found that Robert and Monica were in a relationship for 18 months before Fabio Sementilli's death.
Wow, long-term affair.
Are you ready for the next twist in this case?
I'm so ready.
Did I mention that Fabio had a $1.7 million life insurance policy?
What? A life insurance policy? And he was murdered?
And he was murdered. And obviously, he was stinking rich because they lived in a beautiful LA home. He had built this great empire of empire of hair. So the police started focusing on Monica, who allegedly began pressuring both the life insurance company and police about her husband's policy, demanding to know why it was taking so long to get the payout
Of course.
within days of Fabio's death.
She's such a concerned wife.
So concerned. This obviously made police incredibly suspicious, because why wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, a life insurance policy of that magnitude. I mean, it makes sense. It does make sense. Life insurance policies are there for a reason. But when you're shady as fuck doing this and then asking, "Where's my money, bitch?" Like, really?
I also feel like we're missing out on something, unless I'm misunderstanding how life insurance policies work in the UK. I'm pretty sure I only get a payout of my life insurance if I die of natural causes. I don't know if I get it if I get murdered. I need to read the fine print.
You might need to read the fine print. I think some of the ones in America, if it's like natural causes, they get some, or if they die of an accident. That's what I always assumed from the podcast that I've listened to, that's why they try and make it look like an accident sometimes. And I suppose this could be, if it's a burglary gone wrong, that's not an accident, but it's not her fault in inverted commas.
We shall see.
It's definitely her fault.
Police speak to Monica, deliberately mentioning Robert Baker to see if she brings up the fact that they were having an affair, because they know at this point that they're having an affair. But she does admit to it anything, and she continues to hide it. And therefore,
just say it at that point. Like, did they know that she knows that they know? Really?
From further investigation, they also discover that Monica had given Robert access to their home security system login credentials, that Monica had left the front door unlocked, and it's also stated that Monica had gone to Target to establish an alibi and made it so that Robert could enter the home when no one else was there, and had deliberately made it that so that their youngest daughter, Isabella, arrived home first to find her father's body.
Oh no, that's fucked up. I was going to say the rest of it is just essentially pointing a big arrow saying, "Come murder my husband."
Yeah.
But that bit is fucked up. Like, why would you make your daughter, her daughter, his daughter?
No, they're both. It's their daughter,
their
like
daughter.
shared daughter. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not cool.
I suppose in the sense, if it was her to come home and find the body, the police might say, "Oh, were you here at the time?" Or whereas if she's at Target and then the daughter finds it, her alibi is even more solidified because she can go, "But I wasn't home and I didn't find his body, somebody else did."
Yeah, but you've screwed up your daughter for the rest of their life.
Oh, 1000%.
Nah, not cool.
On top of this, there is also an additional fair amount of sketchy things that happen, including, I think it was on CCTV, someone was seen getting into her car at Target. It's not determined as to whether this was Robert himself, but if it was him, then obviously pretty shady.
At the right kind of time, is that he would have done the murder and then come.
It more so in the fact of her getting to Target, someone gets in the car then leaves, almost like it was
I see.
someone coming in to check whether the coast was clear, sort of thing.
I see.
It's also said that she was live streaming the home security system whilst at Target, almost as if she was keeping an eye on it so she could make sure no one was home whilst Robert and the other man were in the house.
Huh.
At this point, it's pretty obvious what's going on, but we got more information to go.
Yeah.
They were, however, arrested 5 or 6 months after the crime and charged with first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder, which they both pleaded not guilty to all charges. Her lawyer actually tried to make it out that their affair was a given, but this didn't mean she was involved in the murder in any way. However, they often state that Monica was the brains and Robert the muscle in the plan to murder Fabio. So, because if it couldn't get any crazier, they actually continued their relationship whilst in jail. So,
oh, crying out loud. Cut your losses, you're in jail.
Considering that they had made it out that they weren't having an affair, they've tried to hide it, they've tried to keep it a secret, and yet once the minute they're found out, they were basically no longer not alluding to the fact that they were having an affair. They weren't secretive in any way once they were arrested.
They doubled down.
They doubled down.
They were like, we are running with this. This is the hill I want to die on, apparently.
Yeah. They were sending letters to each other. They were calling each other. They were actually calling each other through a third party. So they'd somehow got arranged for somebody to, say, call both of them and then connect their calls through the third party.
Can you do that in jail?
I don't know how it works, but apparently they managed to do it in a way so that because obviously a prison can't call another prison, so they'd arranged for this system so that they could speak to each other over the phone, which is recorded.
Yeah, and I feel like that's concerning. Like, you shouldn't be able to do that.
I don't know. I mean, there's an extra little bit in a minute that I think you're going to be like, you shouldn't be able to do that either.
You're so pent up with excitement to tell me these things. Like, your shoulders are raised. You've got this look on your face. You're like, stop talking so I can tell you the rest of the case. I'll be good.
Thank you. But it's fine. I appreciate the anticipation and also your excitement for it. And also it does mean like I'm on the right thread because like you're like, oh, what happened with this? And I'm like, just you wait.
Just wait.
So some of the letters that they exchanged used phrases such as love you until death. And Monica even used the moniker to sign off her letters with as Mrs. Monica Baker.
Oh, shut up. Are you 12? Are you 12?
Doodle with a love heart.
Yeah, a little love heart above the eye.
Yeah. They also spoke about evidence relating to the crime and continuously communicated to each other about the crime whilst being recorded and also in the presence of law enforcement. They were said to have been in the back of a police car and like talking to each other. They also, for some unbeknownst reason, I guess because wherever they were held in jail, they were said to be in cells where they could see each other, which I was surprised about. I always assumed that like you were separated in that way.
Yeah,
If you were,
thought you would have been separated.
In cases where you were related to each other, because you would have thought that they could talk and make a plan. But apparently they just like did sex acts to each other in the jail cells.
Well, surely not to each other, surely across...
To themselves on the request of each other.
But, sorry, how far away are these, like, these doors? I'm imagining in the, like in TV shows where it's this tiny little opening for you to see out of.
See, I've got a completely different impression in my mind. You've got UK cells where you get the little window where they put the food through the hatch.
Yeah.
I've got the old Western style bars. It's like ching as it opens and closes.
Yeah, so okay, that would be easier to do sex acts in view of someone across from you. However, everyone else can see that, can't they?
From the sounds of it, they don't seem to care.
They're just having a little diddle.
Yeah.
Out for everyone to see. Okay.
Why not? We don't yuck anyone's yum. You enjoy it.
We don't. However, you murdered someone, so...
It does seem like that they can't seem to stay away from each other and almost have a crazy infatuation.
Yeah. I have more questions. I know you don't have the answers, so I'm not going to ask them, but I have more questions.
Feel like this one's going to have an even worse question. So this crazy infatuation extended to Monica asking Baker to send her something of him, whereby he tries to send his semen in a toothpaste tube through a back jail system, which was intercepted and shown in court as evidence of their sexual activity. I broke you.
But he was that! What?
I was thinking about this. I was like,
how big is the toothpaste tube? How long did it take to fill up? How long has it been sitting there?
Thing is, from what some form of thread of information told me in the day this could be completely false. Sperm only lives for 5 days. So was she intending on using this as like an attempt to get herself pregnant whilst in prison? Because they can obviously treat cases of people pregnant at the time of trials and stuff in a different light, maybe? But at the same time, nobody wants old sperm.
Nobody wants old jizz. Nobody. It's gonna be all.
Don't describe it. For the love of God,
But also,
don't describe it.
in a toothpaste tube, is it a travel size toothpaste tube? Is it a full size toothpaste tube? How did he get it in the toothpaste tube? That's quite a small hole. That's some really good aim. If you're getting it directly in, how long is it taking to fill it up? Are you doing it
Do you know what?
whilst in front of her?
No, because this is when they're like, I think in separate places. From the sounds of it,
Not across the hall from each other anymore.
No, sorry.
Oh,
This was like past apologies. This was not that makes it any less fucking weird.
Oh god, it's making me feel sick.
I feel like we had 3 episodes of like fucking garbage of like really horrible cases, and then I've come in with this wild story of semen in a toothpaste tube, and I'm kind of here for it.
I'm here for it too, but I also, yeah, you're right. I have more questions, and none of them are good.
This was not stuff that was brought up as part of the court proceedings that I can provide the reasoning behind.
I mean, I don't expect you to have provided the reasoning behind why he jizzed multiple times in a toothpaste tube to give to her.
Yeah, okay.
I wonder if my neighbours can hear this. It's just me exclaiming that again and again.
Oh, I feel bad for whoever listens. If you've made it this far, I'm so happy to have you.
I hope you enjoy this episode.
It's been so entertaining for us so far. It's been great. We're both slightly crying.
Yeah, I was majorly crying for a bit. Like, you genuinely broke me when you said sperm in a toothpaste tube.
Oh, so it calms down a little bit now, I promise.
Okay.
So I didn't include a trigger warning for semen in a toothpaste tube. I'm so sorry.
Well, no, but then that would have spoilt it. For future episodes, I might need a trigger warning for semen in a poop.
We've got to stop saying it. We've said it too many times now. It's getting bad. So, along with all of this, as said, they were not secretive about hiding anything. They had made mention on recorded calls about trying to hide evidence or how trying to cover it up.
Oh, I forgot about that. I actually forgot that they're just not good murderers and they're just admitting to everything on phone calls and in front of police. I forgot that eclipsed that information in my brain.
He even went as far to say that they weren't criminals because they were in love.
Oh, fuck off.
How stupid could you get?
Fuck right off.
It was in the name of love.
I just loved her so much. I had to stab people. What?
No.
Fuck off.
Super bad. As the pair awaited trial, Robert Baker decided last July to plead no contest to all charges relating to the murder of Fabio Sementilli, including admitting to the special circumstance allegations of murder for financial gain and murder while lying in wait.
Is that the same as pleading guilty?
Pleading no contest means Baker did not contest the charges and accepted the facts alleged by prosecutors without admitting to being guilty. It kind of is like an Alfred plea. I've heard of an
I was
Alfred
going to
plea
say,
before.
isn't that?
He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. It was noted in one source that they think he did this in a way to protect Monica because he loved her so much, which for an 18-month relationship is wild. I don't think I would do this for my husband, and we've been together for 15 years.
Yeah, no, I don't think that there's anything. It can be unconditional love, but with some conditions, like almost unconditional.
Yeah, I mean, I'm married to Sam, so I feel like it would be a bit far if he was having an affair to me to be like, don't worry, love, I'm going to stab your new side piece in the name of love. I don't.
No, I don't think you can just use that as an excuse. I don't think that works.
No, it doesn't. Baker obviously has no trial for himself, but he was brought forward as a defence witness in Monica's trial, and in the words of the defence, was a case closer.
He had no... Oh, sorry, I'm interrupting him, but he had no trial because he pleaded no contest.
Yes.
Okay, so he only got the sentencing, but she got a trial because she did it...
Still was pleading not guilty.
Okay.
So the defence stated that Baker's confession was a case closer due to him wanting to admit that it was all his idea. At trial, Baker states that Monica had nothing to do with the planning or execution of the murder and that he had acted alone in his decision to end Fabio's life. At trial, tapes were played of conversations between Baker and Sementilli, with Baker saying he was all in. Baker also admitted that he had murdered Fabio Sementilli because he wanted Monica more than he already did through their affair.
Again, I wish this was a video podcast. My face is like, what? Really? Sure, fine, continue.
So, this is where my theme comes in.
Ooh, I'm excited. Is it anything to do with the other person that was at the murders?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would. That's why I asked.
Up until this point, the admission of Baker had given the defence confidence that this would be open and shut and Baker would take the fall for the entire thing. However, unbeknownst to the defence, Mitzi Roberts, an LA homicide detective, was on the case. As do you remember that there had been in fact 2 people that had entered the home when Fabio was murdered?
Yes, I did remember that.
This second person had never been found for the entire 7 years since the murder up until the trial, despite their best efforts to hide him. But Mitzi Roberts had in fact been searching through Robert Baker's Facebook messages and come across a conversation between himself and none other than the ex-parole board old family friend Christopher Austin. Mitzi found more information linking the two together, and they bring Austin in for questioning, and he admits to the whole thing.
What were they saying on Facebook? Like, were they just admitting everything on Facebook? On Facebook.
It didn't explicitly say what the message was on Facebook, but she just found these messages that tied the two together, and that sort of brought about the whole investigation into him.
Okay.
So, Christopher Austin was a surprise witness.
I see what you did there.
Was a surprise witness for the prosecution and blew the whole case wide open. Austin told how he had been asked by Baker to assist in the murder of Fabio Sementilli on behalf of his wife Monica, saying that all instructions for the murder had come from her as well as all plans. When asked why he didn't say no to Baker about being involved in the crime, he said he was like family and that his girlfriend didn't want him, i.e. the victim, around anymore. Austin testified that Baker paid for his airline flight to LA and drove him the same night to a shopping centre after getting a text from Sementilli that she was going to send her husband out that night. So they actually attempted to murder him the night before as well. I know.
So what, he didn't go out, or how did he survive?
Apparently it just didn't work out. Like, he did go out and was apparently picking up like a takeaway or something, but it just didn't work in the plan of murdering him.
But also, that's really scuppered your thing of like, is this... I know that they're not saying it's not premeditated, but it's really premeditated. If you've tried once, you're like, nah, that didn't work, I'll go back again.
Yeah. So the two men obviously then went the next day to Sementilli home to commit the killing after Baker received a text message from Monica saying that this was now the plan and that the house was free for them to go and do this. He testified that Sementilli and Baker exchanged 95 messages through an encrypted messaging app called Viber on the day of the killing and 180 messages the day before. Austin also admitted that the burglary had been staged by Baker to make it look like a robbery gone wrong. In the process of doing so, he had accidentally cut his finger, which had led to his blood being left at the crime scene. Austin was said to have only been there as a lookout. So the whole them finding Baker's blood at this crime scene and in the Porsche was literally just because he accidentally cut himself.
I mean, to be fair, he was using an 8-inch knife. That was going to be one of my questions at the beginning, is that I bet, because it's quite a big knife, that he's just knocked himself somehow. And he probably didn't even know, and he's got blood on the floor.
I wonder at what point he wouldn't have thought that this was going to come back and they were going to find him. Like, he surely knows that he's in the system and therefore that they can test his DNA. He came to the family's home for the memorial and he must have known that his blood was at the crime scene because he had a bandage on.
What I was imagining, blood at the crime scene, I'm imagining he's like, I don't know, fucking about with a knife as he's going in. He's cut himself, but the adrenaline means that he doesn't really feel it. And it isn't until they get back in the car and drive off that he's like, oh shit, I've got a cut in my hand.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. How did he not think that this would come back to find him? Like, why would he go to the family home for the memorial, knowing that he'd cut himself in the crime scene?
He might have thought that he cut himself afterwards, though. That's
Maybe,
what I
that's
thought.
True.
But I mean, I still wouldn't come back to the memorial because I feel like that's, again, going back to what I said, it's too bold. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
It's wild. There is, I should have mentioned it earlier, but there is also a point to say Baker was referred to as the ex-porn star murderer of a hairstylist. And I found an article referring to Monica Sementilli as the Naked Widow, which is like a stupid name, anyways. But it was because apparently either the day of or the day after Fabio Sementilli's memorial, she was sending naked selfies to Robert Baker.
She's so distraught.
So distraught at the murder of her husband. Again, I get that they were using an encrypted messaging app. Okay, but if you have to hand over your phone as part of evidence, they're going to find it.
Yeah, I was going to say, nothing is encrypted enough that someone won't find it. I'm pretty sure the police can find most things. I don't know if they can find everything, but I'm sure they can give it to some kind of hacker that will find it.
If they have access to your phone, I would imagine they'd be able to open it up and look at the messages, unless you deleted them all, which it doesn't state that they did.
They can still find messages that you've deleted.
True. So Christopher Austin was brought in by the prosecution, as said, as part of a plea deal in exchange for his testimony at Monica's trial. Without Christopher Austin's testimony, it was a question as to whether Sementilli would actually have been convicted at all. So without him, there was like a 50-50 chance that she would have had received any conviction. So the whole trial took 10 weeks. Baker, having already pled no contest, was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Sementilli also received life without the possibility of parole. Her lawyers tried to request she got 25 years to life, but the judge rejected this, labelling her the mastermind in this conspiracy to commit murder, and saying without her there would have been no murder taking place, because obviously Baker only did this because
of her, yeah.
Because of her. And Christopher Austin received 15 years for his assistance in the murder of Fabio Sementilli. And that is the case of the murder of Fabio Sementilli.
Wow, that was good. I enjoyed the surprise, the unknown, the mystery. What was the other? Secrets. I enjoyed it all. That was a good one.
My themes all tied in at the end, even though it was completely deliberate that I found this case for that reason, and just so happened to be a case that had recently come to a conclusion around the idea of a surprise witness being a catalyst in the verdict of the case.
Yeah. What did you search to get this?
Surprise witness murder.
Okay, so you knew it was going to be a witness.
Oh no, I think I first searched surprise murder, and that's what came up with the other case that was based in Surprise the Place. And then I was trying to think about things that came around the idea of surprise, and I thought of surprise witness. And there was actually another case that was, obviously they're all going to be quite interesting, but again, it hadn't reached the conclusion of the trial, but it's happening right now. So I think that one might come up again in future, because it was quite a
juicy one.
Oh, it sounds horrible.
It does sound
quite
horrible,
quite a juicy one. It was a very interesting case.
Interesting. Yeah, you can definitely do that later on, and I'm not going to Google surprise witness murders. But that was clever. That was clever for you to do.
I'm mildly impressed with my own backwards way of fixing my own fuck up.
No, I enjoyed it. It was a good case, and I can't lie, I'm still
Don't say it again.
I was just going to say the toothpaste tube. I wasn't going to say the whole thing.
Okay. I must admit, I feel like I was too excited to get to the sort of, because it was, as much as it's awful what happened to Fabio Sementilli, it was the build-up of the investigation and all the sort of stones that were unturned to get to the final outcome that were like, oh my god, this is really intense.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's just crazy every step of the way. I mean, I know we say that a lot, but normally it's depraved every step of the way. This was what the fuck do you think you're doing every step of the way? What was your thought process here?
Don't get me wrong, it's helpful when murderers are stupid.
Oh yeah, we want them to stay being dumb.
Yeah, be stupid murderers so that we can catch you and put you in prison.
It's just odd. I just feel like, did you not think about this?
I don't really get the logic behind it. Them thinking that by being on encrypted messaging apps, almost it seems like the only thing that they thought would save them. And obviously they stole the DVR, which the home security system was turned off anyway, so I don't know whether they did that to kind of throw off the scent of this whole burglary situation of we didn't want to be on the cameras sort of thing, so we thought we'd steal the DVR, even though it was then said that they knew that the home security system was turned off.
And they didn't do anything about any of the neighbours' security systems. No. Which I know obviously that's a lot more difficult, but
it's also one of the things where the likelihood of a very expensive LA celebrity area, because he was a celebrity and therefore living in an area that is probably quite high profile, The likelihood of homes in that area having security systems is pretty high.
Yeah, very high. I'd be surprised if they didn't.
I don't know. I feel like the vibe of this episode definitely changed in regards to our last three. Hopefully, this still is in a sort of theme that people enjoyed.
Yeah, I think this one was, what's the right word? Because I don't want to say lighter, because it wasn't. I had a moment about the being stabbed in the face thing. That's pretty gruesome. But the chaos was, again, not lighter. What's the right word?
I get what you mean. Less graphic, less gruesome, maybe.
I don't know if I'd say graphic, less graphic.
I think I did say, as the trigger warnings, like information of a graphic nature.
Less horrific, maybe?
Less horrific, yeah.
I think we'll go with less horrific.
Yeah. Well, I would love to know then the teasers for your next episode and whether you think it's going to be more horrific than what today has been.
More horrific. It's going to be way more horrific. I'm more on the lines of my first episode, I reckon. Like, of kind of how bad it will be.
And what did Mars say that their feedback was for the first episode?
They said, it's deranged, 10 out of 10, great.
Then I look forward to the response from your future episode. So hit us with it. What are your teasers?
So my teasers are age difference, torture, and drowning.
None of this is good.
None of this is good.
I'm not looking forward to it.
I'm sorry. I don't know if there will be any relief from what I've only looked at the Wikipedia, and it's awful from the get-go.
You pick some very specific kind of cases. I don't want to start a trend of it. I don't want it to be that you go for the hard and I go for the like, haha, things about toothpaste tubes.
I kind of like it. I did check with you though. So for the listeners, I did text Jess earlier because I only decided my case about 2 hours ago. I text her saying, how bad is your case? Like, is it a hard one? And she was like, no, it's not too bad. And I was like, okay, well, that makes my decision that next episode can be a hard one. Okay. Because if this had been a really rough one, I would have picked something else. And so that's my logic, is we can't have all of the rough ones in a row. I thought my one last week was a little bit lighter than cannibalism. Tiny bit.
It was a triple murder.
Yeah.
With a crossbow. What in that screams lighter to you?
No, none of it.
None of it.
I've got some other ones that are also really bad.
Maybe you are depraved. Mars was right.
They said, it's depraved, not I'm depraved. I would like the distinction to be made.
It was your episode.
You're in it too.
Oh, this one's been fun though. I've enjoyed myself.
This one has been fun.
Thank you for all the good times, the crying.
The weeping, just because.
There was at least 2 high-pitched squeals, I think, from at least either of us at one point.
Yeah, have fun editing that. I don't know if we've hit the limit that the mics will take.
Probably. It's like in the red, like, ah!
Yeah. So thank you for that episode, Jess. It was great.
Thank you for listening. And thank you, listeners, for also listening. Don't forget you can catch us now on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Or, what's the phrase? We said at the beginning. You can catch us wherever you listen to podcasts.
Yes. And we are on Instagram. It's Crime Time with My Bestie. And we are also on TikTok, which is Crime Time with My Bestie.
Thank you so much. Bye, bestie.
Bye, bestie. Bye.
Bye.